I'm going to do a whole bunch of these in a row, which is a pain in the ass because this room I have to turn off the air conditioner and it is really unpleasant outside. So here's the thing I really wanted to talk about. This was the interesting thing that happened and has been happening. I'm very invested in Minds.com, and I am losing my voice and had better drink something real quick while I'm talking about this because I want to get all of this out, and there's a lot going on. I noticed I'm really invested in Minds.com. I frequently make groups. I made a Cincinnati group. I made a lot of groups. I've been trying to get groups and interest and so on together because I want Minds to succeed. I love the direction it's going in. I like the concepts and I like the philosophy behind it. I wanted to succeed and exceed all expectations. I wanted to just blow up. I wanted to replace Facebook or be part of the movement that replaces Facebook. And I'm losing my voice. A little coffee, keep me going. Anyway, I'm personally very invested in Minds.com. Love the hell out of it. And I've noticed recently, and any Minds user has, is that all of a sudden, there's a shit ton of Vietnamese people on it. And it was just one day, it's like, wow, there's a lot of new users subscribing and contributing to stuff, not always appropriately, but that's true of anyone. You know, everyone does that a little, spamming a little. But it's like there's like tens of thousands of new people on board, and it's really noticeable. And suddenly there's a whole bunch of new boosted sites. Vietnam, and then Minds. What are some of them? Like if you go to groups. Minds, Vietnam, just one called Vietnam, and these are big groups. Vietnam itself has 6,914 right now, and a whole bunch of groups that I can't read the title to because, well, they're written in language I can't read. I won't going to go out on a crazy limb and assume Vietnamese. So I'm like, this is cool. A huge influx of new people is always awesome, especially if you want a social media site and you're kind of having this anxiety every once in a while, like, there's not a lot of activity in some of these groups. I hope people aren't I don't want to see Minds go the route that Google Plus did. And then, so suddenly, there's like tens of thousands of more people, and it's like, yay! But what's going on? That's so weird that suddenly it just really opened up for Vietnam. And I was kind of wondering what caused it. And I started looking around. I was like really curious. And this is what I came up with. I did some research. And apparently, just starting, some weeks ago, at the end of June, what's called, on the Vietnamese.com, what they're referring to as the F generation of Vietnam, the generation of Vietnamese people who are really into Facebook, like not grandpas and kind of technophobic older people, but the generation that's really more invested in Minds, I'm getting confused, in Facebook, is suddenly abandoning Facebook. This huge influx of people is an exodus. It's very specifically from Facebook to Minds.com. And I'm not too fond of Facebook, so suddenly this got way more interesting to me. I'm like riveted, like what is going on? I'm like, so researching this, apparently what had happened is, let me look into this. I got the number of Facebook users from Vietnam is like something like 50 million people, plus 50 million people. And apparently for a couple months now, people in Vietnam had been protesting new laws that were going into effect, new cyber laws that were going into effect to kind of allowing the Vietnamese government, which is a communist government, and apparently for some people, not a very popular one, in Vietnam anyway, and allowing the government to police Facebook more, police online media. And specifically after this went into effect, it started targeting individuals. Like they were getting posts were vanishing, entire accounts were vanishing. I think there was a story of one woman who, where was that? Her account got deactivated, and she posted a letter to a university professor, and apparently she got brutalized by the police during a protest. And it's like holy shit, people are. The firing point for these is activity that's happening virtually online, and that's really fucked up. I mean, that's in the United States. That's constantly the boogeyman, the fear that new laws are going into effect that will allow the government or corporations or some combination thereof to use stuff that's online to affect people in real life. For example, policing their behavior. I mean, not just their posts or everything, but actually having an impact on real life. Now, in the United States, that's more like your friends don't like your posts, so they unfriend you. That kind of bullshit. Whereas this is significantly more serious. And that, I mean, Minds was recently, the group that manages the site, that owns it, was talking about getting more organizational tools and translating tools, so it can keep people out of groups where they don't belong. Like, I mean, there were a bunch of posts of puppies in the Visigoths group, and it's like, that's not really where that belongs. And so that's like better filtering options. But also, I mean, I have to wonder if everyone, all the new people, can are completely online with what all these different groups mean. Some of it does just look like spam, but a lot of it looks like interesting stuff, and I want to know what it is, but I can't read it, and it's like, oh man. So the Minds group is talking about getting new translation tools, and it's like, oh yeah, this is cool. I want to know. I want to interact with new people. It's the whole point of being on a social media site, and not, for example, just using the social media site to arrange birthdays and crap like that. I mean, I want to have discussions with people about important things, and I can't do that on Facebook. I can't do that with people I know. And that's sad, but here's an alternative. And here's why. As an aside, I'm kind of going at random because that's how my mind operates. It may be some sort of defect. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The thing about Minds is it's encrypted. And so, and these people in Minds in particular are not terribly friendly to governments that want to snoop. If you can get a VPN into Minds, then you can discuss stuff all you like. What's more is, and I've been excited about this for a long time, Minds is moving to this, first of all, has this weird merit system where the more interesting stuff you produce and the more you interact with other people, the more credits you get, and the credits are actually Ethereum. In this case, it's just a test server. The tokens are actually married to Ethereum, and they want to get the whole system set up so it's running on cryptocurrency. And the idea that you can just earn cryptocurrency by capturing people's interest and having people donate to you in a cryptocurrency. And then when you've acquired cryptocurrency, like, I really support you, or yeah, you're in trouble, or I really like what you have to say, or I hope you do this cool project or whatever, I can give you Ethereum as a currency, like the way a cryptocurrency, a virtual currency, is built into Minds. Like, the potential for this is huge. I mean, this is so exciting. Once again, this is why I want Minds to succeed. I really do, and I hope they can get these new tools for translating, because like I said, I want to talk to people more, especially these new people. Like goddamn, I want to know about this woman who got beat up. I would love to talk to some of these people. I would love to talk to them, interact with them more meaningfully, and at the same time, I want like the cryptocurrency. That's just the icing on the cake. The idea that I could earn money the way I earned money on Facebook. I mean, on Facebook, it was so little money, but the idea that it could be earned without using these stupid YouTube ads, simply by creating interest and capturing it and monetizing it. God, that's so fascinating. And that's exciting, and that's encouraging, and that's hopeful. I mean, it's just great all around. I love the crew that's doing the Minds.com site. I hope everything works out, and I hope I can help them out in some way, in any way at all. Because this is, I think it was Merle Shan who said, "You've got to create what you want to be a part of," and I think that's true, particularly with this virtual stuff, with online stuff. You can't just wait for the group or the process or the fundamental structure of the thing you want to just appear. You got to kind of nudge it, kind of work at it yourself. You get what you give, you know? I'm rambling at this point, so I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. But this is what's going on, and I want to look into this more as more stuff comes out. I want to talk about it more. Anyway.